Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so I'm going to read this article. It's about a year old, and it's from Human Resources Director. New California law revives sexual assault claims, extends statute of limitations. Employers can't insulate themselves simply through using NDAs or confidentiality agreements. Employers are under escalating pressure to strengthen policies against sexual misconduct in the workplace. Following the passage of two new laws, one that opens a door to historic misconduct claims and another attacking the use of non-disclosure agreements to stifle such accusations. Expect an uptick in these types of claims, says Sarah Sapasi, managing attorney at Los Angeles-based law firm Sapasi Legal PC. Employers can't insulate themselves against these types of claims simply through using NDAs or confidentiality agreements. To protect themselves, employers should implement strong policies to monitor forms of sexual misconduct in the workplace. Statute of limitations extended for reporting sexual assault. The impact of the Me Too movement continues to reverberate throughout the United States, with the latest fallout being a new California law that revives sexual assault claims and extends the statute of limitations for reporting them. Under AB 2777, California survivors will have an unprecedented window of opportunity to secure justice on their own terms for crimes such as rape, sexual assault, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, and all other forms of sexual violence, Sapasi told HRD. The law, which went into effect at the start of 2023, provides a 3-year window for survivors of sexual assault to file claims for financial compensation as a result of crimes which occurred on or after January 1st, 2009. That means sexual assault and abuse claims, which would otherwise be barred by the statute of limitations, are now eligible to be brought in civil court through December 31st, 2026. The law also creates a 1-year revival window, allowing a plaintiff to bring a claim for crimes involving cover-ups that would otherwise be barred because the statute of limitations expired. For such a claim to qualify, the plaintiff would have to allege the following: she or he was sexually assaulted. 2, one or more entities are legally responsible for damages stemming from that sexual assault, which can be demonstrated through inter alia negligence, intentional torts, and vicarious liability. 3, said entities, which may include employees, officers, directors, representatives, or agents, engaged in a cover-up or attempted cover-up of a previous instance, hear that, LAPD? Or allegation of sexual assault by an alleged perpetrator of such abuse. Under the law, a cover-up is defined as a concerted effort to hide evidence relating to a sexual assault that incentivizes individuals to remain silent or prevents information relating to a sexual assault from becoming public or being disclosed to the plaintiff, including but not limited to the use of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, or confidentiality agreements. Taking arbitration out of the equation. As another byproduct of the Me Too movement, President Joe Biden signed H.R. 4445 into law last year. Commonly referred to as the Me Too bill, the legislation not only prohibits employers from requiring mandatory arbitration of claims involving allegations of sexual harassment or sexual assault going forward, but also nullifies any existing policies or agreements that require those claims to be arbitrated. Wonder how that would affect Scientology. I don't know. As a result, Sapasi says that she had to remove any language pertaining to sexual harassment or sexual assault from arbitration agreements that she had written for clients. The use of NDAs is a lot more discouraged now. Good. Sapasi says they're also becoming more obsolete with respect to protecting non-competes. This year, the Federal Trade Commission has proposed banning non-compete clauses. More than 60 million American workers have arbitration agreements tucked into their employment contracts, according to the Economic Policy Institute. Historically, businesses have favored the arbitration process, arguing that it's less expensive and much faster for resolving disputes rather than going through courtroom proceedings. However, because the facts of an arbitration case usually don't become public in cases of sexual harassment and sexual abuse, the accused can often switch places of employment or even remain at a company without any recourse. Me personally, I don't know how that would work, but who's gonna go along with that? It's my question. EEOC sees fewer sexual harassment charges since Me Too. In the wake of the Me Too movement, there has been a decline in workplace sexual harassment charges that the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has received. Put those narcissists in their place, man. In 2018, at the height of the movement, the EEOC received 7,609 charges, up 13.6% from the prior year. The amount of charges dropped ever so slightly in 2019 to 7,514 and then fell by 12% in 2020. Perhaps as a result of people working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic, in 2021 it dropped by 15% to 5,581, the fewest number of charges since at least 2014. New York Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand introduced the Me Too bill in 2017 with South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, and the legislation received rare bipartisan support in a divided Congress. Gillibrand said the law will give survivors their day in court, allow them to discuss their cases publicly, and end the days of institutional protection for harassers. Yeah, like in the military, like in Scientology, hopefully this is going to affect it. What else? Boy Scouts, Catholic churches, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses. It will help us fix a broken system that protects perpetrators and corporations and end the days of silencing survivors. So, we'll see. You and I both know there are a lot of evil people in this world. And just so happens that there seems to be more of them with a lot of money. And they somewhat control, hold on, get some water. They somewhat control, what happens and what doesn't. But I just think this is a movement in the right direction. So we'll see. Have a good day, everyone. Link in the description. Peace.